part 2 of my reaction rant to Arrow Season 5, Episode 10, which is the mid-season premiere of the second half of Season 5, titled Who Are You? I didn't think I was going to have a second video, because I did Flash, what episode was that? I did Episode 10 of the Flash Season 3, and I even did Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, Episode 9, and the both of them were just one video. But what happened? Here's part 2 of Arrow. But I guess I had a lot to say about this one. I don't know why. But anyway, where was I? Right. Like I said, Felicity put a tracker in the water and gave it to Laurel. Laurel, of course, had no idea. And they followed the tracker, hoping that it will not only lead them to Black Siren, but also Prometheus. And sure enough, it did. Oliver took on Prometheus, while Renee actually took on Black Siren. And Felicity and Curtis in the beginning, they're trying to help. They're working together on this device that Curtis made that would be used to pretty much disable Black Siren's powers, right? And as the fighting's going on, Renee gets his butt handed to him, and Curtis and Felicity try taking her on with the device they made. Unfortunately, Laurel knocks out Curtis a little bit. He's a little disoriented, and Felicity tries, and she gets disoriented. And just as Laurel's about to finish off poor Felicity, Oliver ends up crashing into the room because of Prometheus. And instead of going after Prometheus, he decides to save Felicity. And by doing that, he tries to dissuade Laurel from accepting her evil side, because he wants to save this Laurel. I guess in a way to save Laurel in a way to save Laurel, because of course they couldn't save their own Laurel, so maybe he could try to save this one from being evil. And unfortunately he fails to dissuade Laurel, because Laurel ends up attacking, and we get Oliver covering Felicity, but Curtis manages to get up in time and get his device and disable her powers. And Felicity does the most coolest thing. She punches Black Siren in the face. I was like, way to go, Felicity. Yes! I am proud of her, because we never really see her do any much physical activity with Team Arrow, so to see her actually knock out an enemy like that. Yes, granted, Curtis disabled Black Siren's powers, but she punched somebody. She punched out an enemy. Bravo for Felicity. I know a lot of people don't like Felicity, but the fact that she was able to do that, computer nerd, knocked out an enemy. Brava. But anyway, Prometheus does escape, but they do manage to capture Laurel, Black Siren, and apparently, according to Oliver, he placed her in an Argus facility, hoping that one day, someday, they could change her, right? He's still optimistic about it, and Felicity tells him, I admire you for your optimism. I really do. We kind of need more of that. And, Oliver tells I planned on following Laurel's dying wish. And remember, our Laurel's dying wish was for Oliver to continue the Black Canary name, which means basically Laurel's dying wish was for Oliver, if she died, make sure someone is Black Canary, to continue her legacy as Black Canary. Make sure someone's a Black Canary. And after that happens, we apparently get a scene in another city called Hub City. It sounds familiar. I just don't remember where Hub City really is or who's involved in Hub City, but we get thrown into a scene at a bar in apparently Hub City where you see two thugs attempting to get this barmaid to, sleep with them, right? While this unidentified woman at the bar is all antagonizing them, calling them names like, wow, really? You're gonna hit on this poor barmaid just to ask her to sleep with you? What's wrong with you sleazes, right? And she basically protects the lady by throwing the thugs out the window. And the cool thing was, the way she threw them out the window, you actually can hear a canary-like cry just before the two thugs were thrown out the window by this unidentified woman. So I'm guessing this woman is going to be our new Black Canary. Although I don't remember her quite yet, but apparently, obviously, she has a canary cry. How did she get those powers? I'm very curious about this lady. How did she get these powers? Has she always had them? Is it because of Flash doing Flashpoint? Because remember, Team Flash and Team Arrow are in the same universe. So is Legends. So whatever Barry did with Flashpoint did affect Team Arrow. Like Diggle, for example, had a daughter before Flashpoint, and now he has a son. So obviously they're affected. So has she always had these powers, or did she just get these powers because of Flashpoint? I'm actually curious who this woman is. Anyway, another thing I never mentioned in this episode was during this episode, Oliver as mayor convinces that guy Adrian to represent John. Because remember, Diggle got arrested and all that stuff. To protect him from that corrupt little army group of people that pretty much, framed Diggle for a crime that he didn't commit. And apparently, the corrupt superior, General Walker, who's the corrupt superior of Diggle, arrives to assume custody. And, Diggle's trying to warn Adrian, I'm not going to make it. They're just going to take me, and they're going to kill me before I even make it out the door, right? And Adrian manages to, pull some strings and get Diggle to go along with his plan to punch Adrian. So John ends up in Adrian's jurisdiction so he could, keep General Walker away from custody of Diggle, which I thought was pretty cool. But what I really loved, that I really flipped out, was the end of the flashbacks. Because we see in the flashbacks that Oliver is getting tortured by a Bratva traitor named Gregor. And at the end of the flashback, which is pretty much at the end of the episode, the Bratva traitor, Gregor, attempts to force Oliver's obedience, and all of a sudden, you hear that other people outside the room are getting attacked. And it's like, that Bratva traitor's like, hey, go check it out, what's happening, I'll stay here with Oliver, right? They end up getting killed and shot, obviously by an arrow, because we all heard the sound of arrows before. I mean, come on, it's Arrow. Obviously, they got shot, obviously, most likely killed by arrows, which leaves just Gregor and Oliver. And Gregor is using Oliver as a shield, looking at the door, and he ends up getting shot too. And Oliver looks up, and he's apparently rescued by a female archer, who literally admits, Oliver Queen, my name is Talia. I'm gonna need your help. And I was like, we already knew this already because we saw the casting of Talia al Ghul. But the fact that we saw her immediately in the second half of season 5 just brings my day with joy. If you guys do not know who Talia is, her full name is Talia al Ghul, and if you still do not know her, her last name already should have been a huge dead giveaway. Her first name should have been dead giveaway if you've been watching Arrow and Legends. First and foremost, Talia's name has been mentioned in Legends of Tomorrow. You remember when Sarah, Ray, and Hawk Girl, they were all left behind in the past, and Sarah ended up going back to the League of Assassins? There was a little girl there. Ra's al Ghul had a little girl there named Talia, telling her to observe Sarah, that because she could learn a lot from Sarah. Talia, and her full name is Talia al Ghul. Who else do we know that we met in the Arrow universe who claimed to also be an Al Ghul besides Ra's al Ghul, Nissa al Ghul? Hello. And if you still don't know, you guys should have known by the comics alone. She's the most well-known person in Batman's life, that is for sure, is Talia al Ghul, daughter of Ra's al Ghul and older sister to Nissa al Ghul. They have the same father, obviously. And by the way, on and off again, love interest to Batman, Bruce Wayne, and the mother of Batman's only biological child, Damian Wayne, aka the 5th Robin. Talia, yo! Oh my god, I was so happy I saw her. I was like, that's how it's done. That's how you do it. Thank you so much for the beauty that I am actually witnessing right now. So, I can't wait to see more of it, and I actually have a prediction. Now that the moment Talia got casted, and now seeing her and seeing the fact that she's an archer, I'm gonna make a prediction here and now, especially since apparently Oliver has encountered her in the past because we saw her in a flashback. I want to say that this is a huge accusation. I want to say maybe Prometheus might actually be Talia. I mean, the outfit kind of does remind me of a cross between Ragman and a League of Assassin. Bow and arrow, archer. We first see Talia's first introduced in the show, archery, using a bow and arrow, rescuing Oliver. And why bother showing Talia in the flashback in Bratva if she's not involved in some sort of way? And they mentioned that Talia does have a connection to this whole Prometheus timeline. Is it because she is Prometheus? I mean, looking at Prometheus, it could be Talia. Granted, I need to see Prometheus at a height distance, like a height comparison compared to Oliver, because if Prometheus is taller than Oliver, it might not be Talia, but then again, Prometheus could be wearing like those shoes or boots that make them look taller than they actually are. So I'm making a prediction that it might be Talia under Prometheus's mask, because that person's showing some serious ninja skills that I've only seen with the League of Assassins. I am just saying. They've shown to be like ninjas or ghosts. And the archery thing has been mainly seen with the League of Assassins, besides, of course, Oliver. So that's my prediction. You guys put in the comments who you think Prometheus is. And do you agree with me? Do you think Prometheus is Talia now that they're introducing Talia? Or do you think they just have a connection that Talia knows who Prometheus is? Or maybe Talia sent Prometheus. Maybe Talia is Prometheus. I don't know. Put your comments in the section. Put some comments in that comment section, guys. And can Black Siren be redeemed? And who the heck is this lady with the canary cry? Has she always had that canary cry? Or did she end up getting that canary cry because of Barry's flashpoint affecting her, just like the rest of Team Arrow? I don't know. And what is up with Renee's 180 change in attitude? He was so aggro when we first meet him, and now he's just like a gentle puppy. What is up with that? And is it possible that Renee has a past very deep that we don't know about? Could he actually have a kid? Because when he bonded with Diggle, he made it sound like he had a child. Like he related to Diggle when it comes to children. You know what I mean? So, what's up with that? But anyway, that is my part 2 to Arrow Season 5, Episode 10, titled Who Are You? And I'll see you for Supergirl Season 2, Episode 9, titled Supergirl Lives. I know it premiered January 23rd, which is Monday. But like I said before in my previous 2 videos that I just uploaded, another one of my shows just got back a couple of weeks before Supergirl, and it premieres Monday at 8, and that's the time it chose. And again, it's the same time as Supergirl, same day, same time, and I decided to watch the other show instead of Supergirl because it's easier for me to just watch Supergirl on the CW app after it premieres. It's easier for me to watch Supergirl on the CW app than the other show on the Freeform app because my Freeform app is not working, but my CW one is. So on Mondays at 8, I'm going to be watching my show that's on Freeform, completely missing Supergirl on its actual premiere day, but I will catch up and watch it on CW. So yes, that's the reason why my Supergirl videos will be later than Flash, Arrow, and Legends. Well, at least Flash and Legends. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video for Supergirl. Bye.